Hello, wonderful world of YouTube, it's Alex, and today is finally the time I'm doing my Yellowstone video. You guys probably saw about a week or two ago, I posted a video of Old Faithful at Yellowstone. That's because I was actually there. Now, normally I talk about my trips, not a lot of photos or anything, because, well, to be completely honest with you, I don't normally take a lot of photos, but this was a vacation all the way out to Montana and Wyoming, so I took a lot of photos. I mean, it's like 5 minutes worth of videos, actually, but I mean, overall, it was really neat. I mean, I do a lot of talking over there, but how do we get started with our photos? All right, so we first started our trip at the airport and, flying on the planes out of Cleveland. Nothing too fancy, just trying to actually get over to our little destination. And I don't have any photos between here and Montana. And we start here at our first hotel in Gardner, Montana. Nice little place. And then that evening, after we flew in, we went to the entrance sign. We took a group photo of my grandparents. And we took a nice sunset photo as well. It was actually really pretty. The next morning, we were driving around the park, and we saw lots of buffalo, actually. Like, we saw, 2 or 3 herds of them. It was really neat. I mean, how often do you see buffalo in Ohio? And we saw this giant petrified tree. It was really neat. Unfortunately, it was being chipped off. And here's a picture of me, my mom, and brother. It's kind of cool. And then over here is the Mammoth Springs in the little town of Mammoth inside of Yellowstone. And, I mean, they have lots of minerals in the water, so it's like a giant salt geyser, basically. Over here is the waterfall. I don't remember the name of this one, but it was really, really pretty. And it was led into, the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. Pretty cool. And over here is the actual, canyon itself. It's really hard to, recreate with paintings because the colors are constantly changing and everything, but it's real neat, if you ask me. And over here are some more geysers and hot springs. I don't remember exactly where this was, but I just remember there's a lot of neat stuff. Now, the blue in the water, it means it's really, really close to boiling. It's, just shy of the boiling point, which is, 190-something degrees at that altitude. So, I think that's pretty cool. And then, of course, over here, we got, some more hot springs and geysers throughout Yellowstone. It was pretty cool. I mean, they look fun to swim in until you realize they're boiling water. And the colors of the oranges are actually the algae, bacteria that live in the water that feed off of the heat. And over here are some mud pots, which is basically mud that's boiling. Kind of cool, I guess. And over here is another geyser, I believe it was. Oh, and here's another mud pot. It's kind of not bubbling though in this one. Here's another one of the pools. I mean, it was pretty nifty. It was very blue and very warm. And over here is, again, some more pools and springs, which is pretty neat. And then here we have, again, another one of the pools. It's pretty nifty and unique. But now we move over to Old Faithful. You guys probably saw the Old Faithful video that I uploaded. I mean, it was really, really neat seeing that thing erupt, in person. It was actually pretty cool. If you guys haven't seen it, I'll put the link to it in the description. But yeah, over here is the runoff from Old Faithful that runs into the river. And then, here's the surprise pool. It was right by the Old Faithful. Again, here's some more of the area. I think this is right by Old Faithful or near it, but and then here's one of the other geysers. It was pretty neat, pretty violent. And then here's the Paradise Pool. Yeah. And then we also visited the Continental Divide, which if you don't know what that is, look it up, but it's real neat. And then over here, again, is that same geyser from before, just a different spot. And here's actually Lake Yellowstone. It's a big lake inside the national park. It's pretty neat, if you ask me. I mean, it also has some hot springs and geysers near it, so I wonder actually how much warmer it is. But then we moved on to Cody. When we stopped along the way, we saw this giant dam. Here's the valley that the dam was, in. It's pretty neat. But in that day and the day out, the time in Cody, it was, really, really hazy, and you can kind of see it in this photo here. We also went to a rodeo while we were out there. I mean, it was pretty cool seeing a rodeo and everything. And also, here's some more buffalo right by Cody. But then after that, we drove to the Cowboy Coaster in Jackson Hole because we were going to the Grand Tetons National Park. And here's me, my brother, and my mom on it. And then also here's a photo of me actually on the ride itself. It's a neat little photo of the mountains in the background. And then Town Square in Jackson, they actually had this huge thing, antler arch. It's pretty cool. And here are the actual mountains themselves. Well, it was raining the entire time we were at the Grand Tetons, which is actually about 30 minutes south, by the way, if you're not aware. Here's us with our umbrellas going out and just at the top of the one mountain we could climb and just not seeing anything because it was all cloudy and just interesting. But on our last full day, we saw a fox. I mean, that's pretty neat. I mean, it was just cool. Now, I mean, here's some more of the mountains, and here's a video of us at the mountains. It was pretty neat. And here of us back at the Jackson airport because we flew into a different city. We didn't fly into Jackson. I should probably point that out. And then over here is actually the plane we flew back on. Was American Airlines. Bit of a scam, but whatever. I mean, they actually had some nice in-flight entertainment. And then over here, I mean, I took a photo of the safety card showing that I was heading back to Cleveland. It's pretty nifty. And on the way back, we stopped in Chicago again. It was really neat. It was so pretty. I mean, I tried to take a good picture of the night, but, you know, I had a phone camera. And over here, we have a little bit of a video of me just telling everyone I'm heading back to Cleveland on the plane. And overall, yeah, it was really neat. So let's get back to the main part of the video. All right, some quick things to mention I kind of forgot to do in the photos because we didn't have any photos of them. While we were in Cody, other than the rodeo, we stopped at the Buffalo Bill Museum complex. It had 5 museums in one. They had Buffalo Bill, Natural History, Native American History, Firearm Museum, and an art museum. It was really neat. I mean, the Firearm Museum, I actually needed more time. I just didn't have enough. It had like 4,000 or something firearms on display and 7,000 in their collection. A whole variety of them. Like one of them was a little locket for a necklace that shot 1 round. I think it was like a spy gun or something like that, but it was pretty neat. And the coolest one there was a Gatling gun from the Civil War. If you don't know what that is, look it up. I'm not sure if I could post pictures of it on YouTube, but I mean, it was a pretty neat little weapon. Also, I think another thing I forgot to mention while I was doing the video, the photos, was that I stopped in Chicago along the way to Bozeman, Montana. That's where we flew in. Bozeman, Montana, we flew in. Jackson Hole, we flew out. But yeah, I think that's everything. So if you enjoyed the video, do like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see all y'all later. Peace out. Oh, wait, before I peace out, if you made it this far, comment Yellowstone below. Anyways, peace out.